mind with the best ever stain removal of Omo. New Omo, best ever stain removal with fabric conditioner freshness.
Aro, give me 5 stress, 3 gonorrhea.
You think you've brought capasas? Omwana yenaso wolo gamba super deep. Simiaka jafe.
I'm like, I like my swag too. So what about it? Then she was like, I also like your accent. That village accent. Now.
Okay, why didn't when you got political Tayaka, no more than a Kajawa.
Why are you crying?
I think I'm Big Mitch. Larry Hoover. Put that in Kiprotich's accent.
I think I'm Big Mitch. Larry Hoover.
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
On the next episode of
You're going to get nervous, you're going to get, on the biggest show there is. Leroy Kessler, I tell you,
not sharp,
very tough, yeah.
Ooh, a spinning kick.
You know, seems to let the person sort of come into the game too much.
He's trying too hard, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Lovely spin kick there by Drago. More of a...
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
This program is rated PG. It is suitable for children ages 8 and above, but parental guidance is advised as it might contain mild violence and mature situations.
Login is brought to you by
Club. Tastefully different.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. You are watching Login.
Hello to my beautiful fashionistas. This is another segment of Login Fashion, and this time it's something a bit extraordinary, different. You know, I'm going to talk to a beautiful lady who is the owner of this shop, and right now she's being an entrepreneur. Yes, she's into music. You know, all know her as a musician, and now she's venturing into fashion, and I really like that. So let's find out why Leila Kayondo decided to venture into fashion. Leila, how are you doing, darling?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing
fine.
good.
I'm excited.
You're excited. You look good.
Thank
wow.
you. Thank you so much.
I haven't seen you in a while. I think the last time I saw you was in a performance, but last time we talked one-on-one was when we had our one-on-one.
Yeah.
And now here we are. You're venturing into fashion. I really like that.
Yeah, it's fashion has been my passion. Apart from music, I've always loved fashion, and I've dressed to impress very many people. My fans I've always loved my fashion. So I thought about this. I'm like, what next can I do? Yes, I love music. I do earn a living from it. So what's next? I'm like, okay, people love my fashion. They love my sense of fashion too. So I should do something for them. Let me dress up people, because most of the times I've been dressing up myself, and then people love the way I dress. So I decided to do a fashion store, yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, I follow you on Instagram, and I started following your fashion too, and I was like, okay, all right, this girl dresses good, and you're always on a plane these days, you know. I've been looking on your Instagram, and I see every time a picture of you on the plane. So is this you going out there to find your stock?
Exactly. It took for me a lot to go and learn from outside, to see how people really dress outside there, and how I can compare it to our sense of fashion locally here. So I travel to get, of course, my stock. and bring in. People send me to go and bring for them nice things, and I make sure I bring the right sizes for them and the right colors for them. So traveling has been business.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, it's really nice, and I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is fun.
I love traveling.
It is.
So, would you say right now you're kind of like you're styling different people and also selling them different styles?
Exactly.
So, as far as would you say you would love to maybe getting into designing itself?
Yes, I'd love to get designing itself. I would want to get my name on the clothes. Designing something fresh from the start. Leila Kayondo is
actual collection, yes.
Yes, actual collection. So it's LK collection. L from Leila, then K. K-A-Y, Kayondo. Yeah, collection. Yeah.
Pretty unique.
So it's just a compilation of very many designer names into my store, and exactly I want to have my own name on the clothes and everything that I have in the store.
Eventually. So where is most of the places that you travel to get your collection, your clothes from?
I've been going to different places. I've been to Dubai. Why I went to Dubai is because it's a marketplace. That is what I learned. Where you find most of the things that come from different countries are there. So I get to compare what Americans want, what Chinese want. I've been to China, I've been to SA, I've been to Namibia to see how African way, the African way it's done. Yes. So.
And would you say that as Africans, we adapt a lot from the Western world?
Yes, but it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
It is. Of course,
we do adapt a lot from there, but in the real sense, if you're really a good fashionista, if you copy something from the Western world, how can you put it in your decent local way and then make people dress in a nice way?
Okay. I see a lot of different brand names in here, like you said. I see the Louis Vuittons, I see the Gucci, Prada. Wow, I mean, this stuff must be pretty costly, you know, and what clientele really, which girls really buy these bags? And because I'm really looking at the bags and the shoes, I love them. I love them. So what's your clientele like, especially people who send you to get stuff? Is it celebrities, you know, girl next door, random normal girls?
I'm trying to handle every class. Like you see, the Gucci, but of course I have gents' clothes are really good, but still a fair price. I have the shoes, and not only Gucci, I have simple bags that I've been selling. So I'm trying to handle every age and every class. I make sure, because I mean, being an artist, I have very many people that look at me of different classes. So if I bring only expensive things for only the people I think, I have to bring for that girl next that is so crazy about Leila's dress code.
Yeah, like, you know, I love Leila, and I want to buy some kind of leggings at least.
Yes,
you know,
and I do have them.
Yeah, I see them. Yeah, but what I like about this store and your designs and the girls now is that we're starting to embrace the brand names. Do you get what I mean? For example, like I said, I'm seeing brand names here that not so common. Not many girls really, you know, because of, you know, they don't know whether it's expensive or not, but they think it's really expensive. However, I think if you really care about a certain brand name, then you will go out there and buy it. So how are they responding to these brands? Are girls running and picking up this Gucci bag because it's the latest, or this Louis bag because it's the latest? How are they responding? Are they getting with the brand names?
Yeah, I think it's a way of developing and getting to love fashion. It's good to love names. It's good to own something. They're embracing it in a very nice way, because anyone would want to own a brand name. So and they're not really expensive as people say.
Putting the fashion on the side, of course, I have to talk about your music, because it is a big part of your life.
Exactly.
And you know, you've done some great new songs. That you've done a song with Chameleon, which was a big hit, and then you have the biggest hit, Awo. Everyone is just going crazy with it. So tell me, how is the music going lately?
The music is going so well. I am not dropping music. I love music and fashion. I'm in studios bringing more. Well, you talked about the UACE song I did with Dr. Chameleon. We have another one coming next week. It's called Relaxing.
Okay.
We are dropping it next week. I'm into studio because this is what I love. I love music. Thank you for loving the songs that I've done before our morning breakfast and so many that I brought in. My latest that is amazing. Music is just like any other job that you wake up to. So I wake up to studios, I wake up to these interviews, I wake up to video shoots and all that. So I'm bringing more and more.
How does your fashion reflect in your music?
It does a lot. It does. Like I said, very many people look up to us, the artists, and they see how we dress. Trust me, I have sold brands just because they're on my body.
Okay, yes.
And then I have clients that fans that really turn to be my clients that really come here. I dress them up because they love my sense of fashion. So they do reflect because very many people look at how artists do dress, and then they want to really look exactly like how the artist. Yeah, they really feel that because they want to see you look good. You have to look good in your videos. You have to look good for your fans, and they do really combine.
You know, I want us to look at some of the stuff you have here because I see a lot of good stuff, and since it reflects on your fashion sense, you know, it's good to show these guys really what's in here.
We have this print right here. I am talking about the new mini bill. This is a very elegant dress, but still you could be
bodycon kind of.
It's a bodycon dress. No, this is a very pretty dress.
Ooh,
why?
Yes, this is pretty.
It's a bandage dress. It puts my body together. And then shows my calves and all that. And at the same time, it's not that short. It's very pretty.
Yeah, and it's stretchy.
And it's stretchy, yeah.
It's the same one.
So I'd wear that in my music videos. We do have here jeggings, very beautiful. They're high-waisted jeggings, very beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Very tight on me, and then at the same time very comfortable. So I'd really wear this to a music show.
Yeah,
prints are on.
These are beautiful pants. Look at these.
Yeah, very many colors, but still, one thing you just have to.
Skinny, yes.
You could wear a vest with it. You could wear any nice top with one color. You get one color in these jeans and then you match them. And of course, we have the gents handle. It's here.
You know, one thing about guys is that guys have taken so long embracing colors like pink, like yellow.
Yellow, yes.
Like bright blue. They like these dark colors, and I really love that you guys are starting to give them something to wear. Like, look at this yellow shirt. This is something I'll see my producer Raymond wearing because he's very stylish. I have to say, he's one of the most stylish men I know.
Very nice.
Yes.
And you know, evening with the jean, a guy would rock this and really be so smart. We got the blazers too, very nice. So we're really handling everyone.
You are.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay, well, we will definitely be looking forward to more of Layla Kayondo.
More and more, yes.
LK. I hope the camera can get this. This is so beautiful up here. Okay, so when you do start a clothing line, it will still be called LK,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Definitely. Well, guys, there you have it. It's Layla Kayondo. Music not on the side, still going on with music, but also venturing into fashion. And that's, you know, how we should all think. Be entrepreneurs. Don't do one thing. Don't lay your eggs in one basket. So Layla is doing exactly that. So come out here, support her. She has great style. Follow her on Facebook. Follow her on Instagram because she's a stylish lady. I mean, just look how she's dressed like. She looks beautiful. So this is Login Fashion, and we are here at LK by Layla Kayondo.
NTV, turning on your world.
All right, good afternoon. You're watching NTV, and we bring you headlines now ahead of our NTV at 1 bulletin. Court of Appeal declares Ruera Woman parliamentary seat vacant. Orders for by-elections. The Ministry of Education to release A-level results today. Also coming up, Chirhura farmers count the coasters. Heavy rains devastate their fields. Stay tuned to NTV. All these and more stories will be coming up at the top of the hour.
Every idea we have begins with you. The way you connect.
Good morning.
How you browse. How you share. And how you interact with the world around you.
Your relationship with your God is the most important thing. Have a company of people who have got a similar mindset. How do you want people to think, feel, and act after your talk? In other words, what's your objective?
You inspire everything. Because in the end, innovation doesn't really matter unless it does something that really matters to you. And we are HTC.
My car service is due. Where do I go and what do I do? These and many more questions are in the car owner's mind. Car service is one of the most important activities every car owner needs to participate in. Daily Monitor and Shell Helix invite you to the next My Car Clinic scheduled for 29th March 2014 at Shell Ntinda opposite Hardware World. The what, why, when, where and how of car servicing will be handled by our experts led by Paul Kaganzi. My Car Clinic. Sharpen your auto care skills and pamper your car better. See you there.
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
On the next episode of La Patrona.
He doesn't. There are some places that are quite romantic. I'm not interested in getting romantically involved with David. I'm not gonna fall in love with him. You can't make me either. Well, the boy keeps coming on to me. No, shut up! It's the truth. I'm very sorry, but he's always hitting on me. Come on. Don't forget, I've been a widow for a long time.
I've got some excellent news.
Yeah, what?
The results from the autopsy.
What did they say?
You know, you're almost always right, you crazy girl. Valentina's grandmother was poisoned.
Just as I suspected. Antonia did it in order to get the inheritance.
La Patrona.
At Orange, we know that running out of airtime can happen to anyone. That's why we bring you Wetase. Simply dial *161# to get going again. Convenience changes with Orange. Today changes with Orange.
Saddling Oris throws a cocktail party for its valued dealers as a thank you treat for the continuing partnership. The festivities called on many dealers who were treated to cocktails and some accompaniments for everyone to sit down and unwind. As part of coloring our world, Saddling has to make sure that they give us the best products for our houses, offices and businesses. So it is crucial that they have a great working relationship with their dealers. This function was definitely the right opportunity for them to strengthen that bond, and by the looks of it, it was a great moment.
Well over half of all the paint sold in Uganda is from us, and much of it through you guys. So we have well in excess of 55-60% of the market. You know, there is competition. We have to accept that. You know, and competition is good for everybody. Keeps us sharp. Keep customers benefit. But the bottom line is we are successful. We are market leader by miles, And again, thanks to you. We really do need to say thank you very much. And see them. Finally, the last two prizes, we have a second largest dealer throughout Uganda and the largest. Family affair. The second largest dealer this year was Jay Shri. Well done, Amu. Congratulations.
Let us take a quick break. We'll be right back.
NTV, turning on your world.
Sunlight adds fabric conditioners to washing powder to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and fragrance that lasts and lasts and lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1, sensational cleaning and
Energy Moment is brought to you by Reham Rock Boom. Feel the positive energy. Extremely burnt out and all the energy is gone. Grab yourself a Rock Boom and feel the positive energy. Reload with Rock Boom Energy Drink and go the extra mile.
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
On the next episode of La Patrona.
He doesn't. There are some places that are quite romantic. I'm not interested in getting romantically involved with David. I'm not gonna fall in love with him. You can't make me either, Self. Well, the boy keeps coming on to me. No, shut up! It's the truth. I'm very sorry, but he's always hitting on me. Come on. Don't forget, I've been a widow for a long time.
I've got some excellent news.
Yeah, what?
The results from the autopsy.
What did they say?
You know, you're almost always right, you crazy girl. Valentina's grandmother was poisoned.
Just as I suspected. Antonia did it in order to get the inheritance.
La Patrona.
At Orange, we know that running out of airtime can happen to anyone. That's why we bring you UACE. Simply dial *161# to get going again. Convenience changes with Orange. Today changes with Orange.
Hello, you're watching NTV. We coming to you live from the office of the President in the main conference hall. We're here for the release of the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education results, the results from the exams that were done in 2013. My name is Frank Simbi. We are already into the release. The Executive Secretary of the Uganda National Examinations Board is giving us a brief of what transpired in these exams, how students actually performed. Just to give you a brief overview as it continues, a total of 100,000 and 16,000 students registered for the 2013 examinations, that is UACE, but 100,000 and 14,380 appeared for the examination. This was an improvement compared to 20. The centers where these exams were written or where they were done, there were 1,710 centers across the country. This was also an improvement compared to 2012, where we had only 1,334 centers. Accordingly, there's been an improvement compared to 2012 and 2011. But to take you to take you back briefly, the briefing started on the 8th of November 2013. Exams started on the 11th, all through to December 2nd, when the last paper was written. I think, let me give you a chance to listen into the Executive Secretary of the Uganda National Examinations Board. We shall come back with more details.
Subsidiary passes are considered for admission, the number goes up to 88,975 candidates. That is 77.8% will qualify for admission, compared to 65,417 candidates, which was 64% in the year 2012. Two below here compares pass level between female and male candidates. A breakdown performed in gender. In terms of percentages, female candidates performed better than their male counterparts, with a lower failure rate than the males. Table 3 below compares performance of male and female candidates in selected subjects at principal level. That is table 3. We compare these at principal level passes. We can see that again the female candidates are doing much better. We congratulate them for that. In terms of percentage, female candidates performed better than male at between principal pass distinction A and pass E level in history, economics, Islamic religious education, Christian religious education, geography, literature in English, and mathematics. Male candidates performed better in sciences. Performance in selected subject offered at principal level and subsidiary levels. Performance in the year 2013 examination is compared to that of 2012 in table 4 below in selected subjects. The table is quite clear again. I think we can look at it. Improvement in performance at principal level passes is seen in economics, Islamic religious education, Christian religious education, physics, agriculture, and chemistry. Mathematics has remained comparable to that of 2012. Drops in performance are seen in history, entrepreneurship skills, literature in English, and biology. Honourable Minister, although the core sciences and mathematics are compulsory at Uganda Certificate of Education level, the table above indicates that transition to Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education in those has remained quite low. Only 24.8% of the candidates who sat for the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education in 2013 offered mathematics. Physics had 17.4%, chemistry 8.2%, and biology 8%. Entries in chemistry and biology actually dropped from 10.5% to 10%, respectively, from that of 2012. Except in chemistry, nearly 50% of the candidates who sat the examination in these subjects were unable to obtain principal level pass. The level of performance, coupled with the low entries for these subjects, will have a negative impact on the country's manpower needs in science and technology and Skilling Uganda program. We note, though, that some increase in candidature has been recorded in mathematics, which is 5.7, and physics 7.5. The majority of Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education candidates, however, offer arts subjects. Honourable Minister, paragraph 4, we are talking about the quality of candidates' work expected at Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education. The Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examination tested candidates' ability to comprehend and apply knowledge. Their analytical skills and ability to carry out scientific experiments and interpret and draw conclusions from those experiments. Questions expected candidates to describe, explain, analyze, discuss, and evaluate. Candidates were, therefore, expected to handle more of the higher order tasks than at Uganda Certificate of Education level. Good quality work was seen from many centers, especially the traditional government-aided schools and well-established private schools. At other centers, evidence of poor preparation was all too evident. The quality of work from such centers are above UACE standard, with the candidates listing their points, failing to understand keywords that define the tasks in the questions, and generally not displaying the maturity of thought expected at this particular level. As reported in the previous years under our minister, poor communication skills continue to affect the candidate's ability to express themselves adequately, even if they understand the demand of the questions. This was most pronounced in the humanities, where questions required extended essay writing. Many centers have resorted to examination-oriented teaching, thereby limiting candidates to what they expect will be examined, and they deny candidates coverage of areas which the teachers think may not be examined. The use of poorly written pamphlets on which both teachers and students now over-rely has also affected performance. The board will continue to use questioning techniques that would encourage teachers to teach the whole curriculum menu and not just the examination, for the examination. Detailed reports on the work of candidates will be sent out to schools to indicate areas where improvement has been noted and those areas where weakness is. The report will give advice to teachers on handling the areas of difficulty. Honourable Minister, in this paragraph we are talking about malpractice. Cases of malpractice dropped very drastically and have been confined to collusion, smuggling of unauthorized materials, and a few candidates gaining access to confidential instructions sent to schools. I'm glad, Honorable Minister, only 34 candidates have had their results withheld for further investigation, compared to that of 2012, which was 404. There were centers that did not comply with the registration regulations, in that they did not register candidates for either subsidiary mathematics or subsidiary ICT as required by the new policy. Their results have not been printed for release until a final decision is taken by the board, and these are a total of 560 candidates from 12 centers have been affected. Honourable Minister, in my conclusion, I wish to thank you for the personal efforts you have made to secure funds for the completion of this work of this year. Not only this, but even the other examinations whose results we have released. I thank other ministry officials who have worked with you to ensure the funds are available to you. I would also like to thank the chairman, my chairman here, and the members of the UNEB board, particularly those on the Examination Security Committee, for their guidance. Area supervisors, heads of centers, invigilators, staff of the Directorate of Education Standards, senior citizens, and all other persons who participated in several ways in the supervision and scouting of the examination in the field. I take this opportunity to thank the candidates who took the examination, the examiners who marked the scripts, the institutions that allowed UNEP to use their premises for marking, the parents and the guardians, members of the public and the press for their vigilance and support. I congratulate the candidates who performed well and urge those that did not do well as expected to try again. I sincerely thank the examiners once again, particularly for the patience they have exhibited in the face of the delay in payments due to them. The board has the board has taken note of the inevitable frustrations of examiners, sometimes expressed through the media and other times in telephone calls to us. The delay in payment has not been a deliberate act on the part of UNEP, but a shortage of funds that has affected many other activities of the board. I emphasize that the board greatly values the indispensable input of the examiners and cannot ignore its responsibility towards them. I wish to assure the examiners that funds have now been secured and the payments will start soon. I thank the Inspector General Police, his senior staff, and the police headquarters who were attached to UNEP, the DPCs, and all police officers who worked with UNEP to ensure a smooth conduct of the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examination. Last but not least, Honourable Minister, I wish to thank my dedicated staff and the UNEP Secretariat, whose hard work and sacrifice enabled the board to successfully conduct and process the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examination, along with other examinations, PLE, UJTC, Community Polytechnic, and Uganda Certificate of Education within the same period. Honourable Minister, heads of Advanced Certificate of Education centers are advised to collect the result lists from UNEB, from UNEB offices in Tinda. Although I put 2, but I think they will be available at 4. I think that should be noted. They will be available at 4, not at 2. Today, Thursday, 27th March 2014. Interested persons who may access the results of individual candidates through SMS, please go to the message menu, then type UACE, leave a space, then type the correct index number of the candidate and send to 6,600. That is 6600. The service is available on MTN, Warid, Airtel, and Orange. These are the networks. Those immediately the minister announces them here, we can access these results. No individual results will be issued at UNEB offices and at the ministry headquarters. The results will not be there. Honourable Minister, once again, I would like to thank you for allowing us time today to hand over to you the final results with UNEB for this year, last year, 2013 secondary examinations. And I would like to end my statement, and I would like to thank everybody who was listening to me. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. I'll pass over this to the chairman after his remarks so that he can pass them over to you, Honourable Minister.
Honourable Minister, Ministers of State for Education, UNEB board members who might be here, ladies and gentlemen, I would like first of all to begin by welcoming you once again to this release function of the A-level examinations. I would like also to congratulate all the students who sat these examinations we are about to release. Congratulations, everybody, boys and girls. 3, I would like to thank the following. First, the parents and other Ugandans for the patience. Because every time we are about to release exams, everybody is looking forward to receiving the results, and the parents have been very patient, plus other Ugandans. I would like to thank also the UNEB Secretariat for delivering these exams on time. And then I would like also to thank the Honourable Minister, yourself, and your team, and also the Minister of Finance for supporting UNEB all the time. Honourable Minister, I would like to thank in particular the press. And why am I thanking the press? When you read the press these days, when I read, I find that there is deeper analysis of matters concerning education. And for me, as chairman, and also as an educationist, and also as a Ugandan, I think this is a good job being done. We are beginning to get some work from there. They also provide some workable solutions. So if people followed what is being analyzed in the papers and what is being suggested, without even coming from the top, they would do personal or institutional improvement by following what solutions are provided. I didn't include this point here. I would like also to say that there are some radio stations, Honourable Minister, and televisions, although these are fewer than the number of radio stations and televisions, which have made education programs as a regular item on their, TVs, and I would like to thank those. Majority of radio stations and televisions have not yet done that. I would like personally to encourage all radio stations and televisions to go ahead and institute education programs on their TVs and for their radio. Because the masses need to know, and we cannot expect everything to come out through the ministry or UNEB. I would like also to thank the Office of the Prime Minister for providing this beautiful venue. This is my first time to step in here, and I think this is wonderful. Thank you very much, Prime Minister's Office. I wish we could continue coming here all the time so that we enjoy the venue and make some savings. Honorable Minister, today I'm going to talk about improving quality of education at the school level. How do we improve the quality of education at the school level? Below is what I think should be done among others. I cannot exhaust the list. And one, we need as a country to develop a clear definition of the learner. As an educationist, I find that we are not very clear exactly what learner we want to produce, but we need to do that. Number two, understanding of all stakeholders, Honorable Minister and ladies and gentlemen, that quality education means the three components. Because there is also confusion about what people understand as quality education. And I've articulated this before. Don't worry about the repeat of this. Most people think that it is simply passing examinations, as Mr. Bukenya, Executive Secretary, has mentioned. But quality education means developing the 3H. We have the H1, which is the head, which is the brain, which means mental skills and knowledge. That's H1. Are we developing the H1 with the knowledge and mental skills? H2, this is the emotions or the heart. H2, heart, which means the emotions and attitudes. Are we developing those attitudes, emotions and attitudes? You cannot be educated or described as one when you have wrong emotions, negative emotions of anger, greed, jealousy, and so on. Then, of course, quality education comes when you develop the H3, which is the hand, otherwise the body, the state of the body, and the physical levels. How many skills do we have, skill levels? Honorable Minister, the H1, H2, H3 should constitute what we call an all-round education, and for me that's equal to education. C, we need to, all people, all stakeholders need to understand that the above, the development of the H1, H2, H3 should result into one, ability to produce ideas and solving life problems. They should result into offering measurable service. Are our students able to offer service? Can they produce ideas? Then, of course, it should constitute, it's just physical skills that can produce finished goods. Let me repeat this. When you develop the H1, H2, H3, ladies and gentlemen, you should have the ideas that solve problems and constitute programs. Number two, you need to have the capacity to deliver service. Number three, you should be able to produce. For me, when you put that, and it's not only for me, that's what education is all about. You may have a number of degrees, but if you cannot deliver ideas, you cannot carry out service, you cannot offer finished products, or you can't do anything, then you are not educated. You are a letter holder. Now, we want also to relating all the above to the National Vision 2040. That once you have developed the 3H, you have developed what I've mentioned above, we need all of us to relate what we are doing in the school system with our A-level students. How do they relate to what we have said in the Vision 2040. All planners and managers at the National Planning Authority, National Curriculum Development Center, Education Service Commission, UNEB, and the Ministry of Education should focus on Vision 2040. Are we doing the right? Are we producing the right candidate, the right person to enhance or implement the Vision 2040? Then, of course, the other thing is that we need to design and implement, and I mean designing and implementing, Honorable Minister. It's one thing to design, it's another one to implement. Designing and implementing at the school level programs that can produce the learner that has been defined at the national level. What programs are running in our schools? I know there are some programs, but we are talking about improving the quality of education. Particular programs such as co-curricular programs. I've said this before, and Honorable Minister, you have said it before. Honorable Minister for Higher Education has said it before. These specific programs for me now may include these, but not be limited to co-curricular activities for all, and I want to repeat, for all. These include debate, music, dance and drama, science fairs, scouting, Girl Guide, extra. These programs, Honorable Minister, should include physical education for all. I want to underline for all. I move around a lot of schools in Uganda in my private capacity as an education consultant. I can only name about 3 schools of those I have visited that have PE for all the children in the school. What is hurting is that candidate classes normally are not even given the opportunity for PE. So these are the programs I'm talking about: physical education for all, then sports for all. Honorable Minister, I went to watch, to attend a sports day at a big school of 1,500 students. But when I counted how many children took part on that sports day, there were only 80 out of 1,500 students. So we are talking about programs that include sports for all. Programs that institute leadership roles for all. Leadership. Programs that have hands-on activities for all. We have been criticized for producing children who are theoretical. We are talking about hands-on activities for all. Programs that are learner-based. We are teaching learner-based teaching all the time. Which programs do we have there? Because presently the teaching is dominated by the teacher. I said this when we were releasing the O-level examinations. We'd like to see programs that are referring to real life experiences, real life related references all the time. We'd like to see programs which are self-led research, which lead to self-led research. How many students are doing research? How many students are doing reading all the time? What programs do we have? Honorable Minister, I've been to schools where libraries are, but the library is only used for whoever wishes. Majority of them don't have clear programs with the library, even with the school televisions and so on and so forth. I would like to see also, or suggest, that we should be able to evaluate and retrain the teachers all the time. All the time, because the country is changing so much, the world is changing so much, we are in the global village. There are some programs, but this should be intensified. We need to see programs like upgrading the understanding and involvement of the parents all the time. How many parents are involved in the school system, and what programs are there? I know there are PTAs, there are visitation days, there are class days, but these can be made even more articulate and more effective. I would like also to suggest that we need programs that harmonize the stakeholders all the time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if we install the above programs, in my opinion, and they are not very costly, we shall achieve our personal and national dreams with God as our guide. Thank you very much. I would like Honorable Minister to use this opportunity now to officially hand over the results of our children as prepared through an articulate and precise system by the Secretariat. First of all, as we promised, we have improved the technology. Honorable, this is later. Last time we saw that we don't want to overload you with heavy, but we shall also, as you told me that some of the members of the press are still on their cake thinking, we have produced a smaller version of this. No?
In a very red cover.
In a very red cover. Honorable Minister, these are the results. Thank you very much. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, Honorable Minister, I would like after this, when the cameras have clicked and captured,
the Honorable Ministers of State present, Honorable the Directors from the Ministry of Education and Sports, and the chiefs from UNATU. I notice my sister, Madam Babushaija, members of the UNEB board, the Executive Secretary, Uganda National Examinations Board, senior commissioners from the Ministry of Education and Sports, senior staff from UNEB, and officials from other examination bodies, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are releasing the results of the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education that was taken between 11th November and 2nd December 2013. This, with the BTVET results we shall release soon, will mark the end of the 2013 examination activities for UNEB. I would like to thank the board and staff of UNEB for the release of the results on time, which will now pave way for university admissions both locally and abroad. It also gives other tertiary institutions sufficient time to process their admissions. The 2013 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education results have several encouraging trends, as you may have noted from the communication from the Executive Secretary and the Chairman of the Board. For instance, there is an increase in candidature of 4.0%, translating into 4,372 more candidates who sat the examination compared to the previous year. Secondly, the number of candidates qualifying for award of the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education is at a high percentage of 97.4%. And in addition, absenteeism is continuing to decline, meaning that more candidates who enroll for the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education course complete the program. More pleasing is the fact that fewer girls have dropped out before taking their examination. And besides, the number of candidates offering mathematics and physics has increased moderately. But this comes after the substantial 20% recorded in 2012. And last but not least, subsidiary ICT examination has been successfully conducted at the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education. And the introduction of the subject at this level, as you know, is crucial due to the critical role the ICT has in all aspects of the socio-economic transformation. So government has so far equipped computer labs in 952 government secondary schools with at least 30 computers each. and 55 government schools are currently having their laboratories set up and will all be completed by June 2014. This will bring the total number of schools with fully fledged computer labs to 1,007, and in 1,007 schools. In addition to that, 10 universities, 43 other tertiary institutions, all national teacher colleges, and 9 health training institutions have each received a computer lab. And 122 private schools, 1 per district, will also benefit from this partnership with the Uganda Communications Commission by getting a fully operational computer lab. This will enable both the teaching and examining of ICT to be more efficient. Ladies and gentlemen, subsidiary mathematics has been revived with a very large candidature in 2013. As with ICT, mathematical numeracy is essential in technology, commerce, and other spheres of life. The 2 subjects should increase the diversity of knowledge and skills of our Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education level leavers. And the first cohort of UPOLET students took the examination in 2013, making 23.4% of the total candidature. This number is bound to increase in the subsequent examinations. So these are the very good highlights which I was saying, punctuating this year's Uganda Advanced level examinations. And girls have performed better than boys at all levels of grading, as well as in mathematics. This must be applauded, and I warmly congratulate the girl child, especially those that offered mathematics. The challenge that remains is to increase the actual numbers of girls at this level. I must note, however, that the number of students offering mathematics and sciences is particularly low. Only 24.8% offered mathematics, 17.4% offered physics, and about 8% offered chemistry and biology. The number of girls offering these subjects is particularly low. The government has launched the Skilling Uganda program, as you know, that leans heavily on knowledge and skills in sciences. And as I noted last year, low entries in mathematics and sciences will have a serious negative impact on the country's rate of development, especially in science and technology. I understand that most of the science and mathematics candidates were in government-aided schools, and most of the private schools have concentrated on preparing and registering students for arts subjects. So I wish once more to encourage the private schools to seriously consider investing in and encouraging the teaching and learning of sciences in their schools, if they are to position themselves as true partners of government in the provision of education for development. Last year, I was made to understand that many government schools were admitting only students who have scored distinctions for science combinations, thus cutting out those with good credits and with ambitions to study science subjects. I would like to hope that this position has been reviewed in order to allow more students to offer science subjects at Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education. The Executive Secretary has mentioned in his report that in many schools, teaching is now oriented to passing examinations. This trend was also reported last year. The main aspect of this type of teaching is the administration of numerous tests at the start of term, the end of week, the end of month, mid-term, end of term, and several other mocks. So let me repeat what I said last year. While I'm aware that formative assessments done through teacher-made class tests help the teachers to gauge the progress of their learners and discover areas of learning difficulties, I am not convinced that these numerous tests and examinations perform those functions. I am yet to be convinced that teachers actually have time to make meaningful analysis of the performance of their students and take remedial action where necessary. In my opinion, therefore, and other educationists' opinion will agree with me, the unnecessarily many tests will only help to produce test-wise students who can pass examinations but have missed out a lot of what they will need in future. So against that background, I direct that the heads of schools where this practice is the norm should change from drilling to teaching, and I am aware that the Directorate of Education Standards has already communicated to schools on this. There is a common proverb which we all know, for instance, that you do not fatten the sheep by continuing to weigh it every day, but you can fatten your sheep by feeding it. And feeding it here implies effective teaching and learning. So for those head teachers who have been weighing the sheep all the time, they should note that this is not very necessary if we are to achieve relevant learning outcomes. I would like to congratulate all candidates who excelled in the examination, and I thank their parents and guardians for the support to the candidates. Most of the successful candidates and their parents and guardians will eye university education. So while this is a desirable goal, I must encourage A-level leavers to seriously consider enrolling for technical, vocational, and other courses at diploma level that lead to employment opportunities at the middle levels in the economy in both formal and non-formal sectors. I wish to inform the members of the public that the technical and vocational education and training has received due attention from government much more than it has before. So the learners who wish to pursue technical education should not worry, because we are expanding technical institutions and equipping them with modern machines so that they can be able to produce learners who are readily relevant in the world of work at the end of their courses. And even then, when you pursue technical education at certificate or diploma level, you can as well at an appropriate time pursue higher education to the level of a bachelor's degree, master's, and even PhD. So what we are saying is that it's very important that our learners see where there are opportunities, where they can get jobs as quickly as possible, but also can continue their studies when they wish to. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank my colleagues, the honorable ministers from the Ministry of Education and Sports, for the support that they give me on a daily basis. I also wish to thank the ministry technical officials and staff. I thank the police and all the stakeholders, the general public and the members of the press for the roles they play, or the role they played in the successful administration of the 2013 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examinations. And it is now my privilege and honor to release the 2013 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examination results for public use. And I have said all this for God and my country. I've
Thank
already
you very
released.
much.
Do we need to raise again the book?
Yes, Honorable Minister, the members of press have
That
requested.
was done.
They have requested kindly.
Eh?
The members of the press have requested kindly if they could take yet another photo with you holding the book, the results.
Then you bring it. But they took it again. You can take it as if it is red, but when it comes from the picture, it should be yellowish. Isn't that enough? Thank you. What is the unique color?
It's not red, no, Minister.
I thought that was the unique color.
So, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. At this point, I would like to invite questions from members of the press.
Viewers, we coming to you live from the office of the President in the main conference hall, where the Ministry of Education and Uganda National Examinations Board have been releasing the 2013 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education exams. As I told you earlier in the beginning, 116,000 students, plus 190 others registered for these exams, but 114,380 were able to appear and write these exams. But if we are to go by the two principal pass requirement, only 61,479 students can qualify for university. But that means that the rest can go to higher institutions of learning that can take one principal pass, and others can join technical institutions according to Minister Jessica Alupo. Now, briefly, if we to look at general performance, there's been a slight improvement from last year's, and I've told you about the two principal pass level. According to UNEB here, there's been improvement in subjects like economics, Islamic religious education, Christian religious education or CRE, physics, agriculture, and chemistry. Although chemistry has issues elsewhere, it was students who sat for it passed, but not as
girls can compete favorably with the boys on being admitted for science courses in universities. You notice that only 24%.
Okay, we shall be coming to you later with more details of the UACE 2013 UACE exams. For now, we're going back to normal programming. We shall have news, and within the news we shall come back with some more details about this. Ebyalo ebisingawo abanaffe abakatwegatako mujja kuba mbifuna amawulire. Waliwo agesaawa omusanvu agajja gakereyeemu, naye olw'okufuluma ebibuuzo bino gabadde galina okukerewamu. Tugenda kuba tukomawo tukuwe ebisingawo mu bujjuvu. Beera ku NTV.
NTV, turning on your world. Tonight on NTV.
Uncle Alejandro's right. You think we're all your slaves, Guerra.
Don't call me Guerra. I won't allow it.
How you gonna stop me, Guerra? A slap, huh? That's all you got to stop me, Guerra? Guerra?
Let me go, young man.
I hope it's clear to you that from now on, you won't order me around.
In the back, seated like souls. Why they don't care? Whether I break it or not, I repair. Why they sit like this? It is easier for them to make orders.
Tonight on NTV.
Street Live in association with
We have fun time, fun all the time.
Amanya gange zichimanje Edward. Maze wano emyaka ndoza kati giwera nga 5 awo mukaaga. Tufunyemu tuweredde abaana basomye n'okubeezaawo obulamu obwa bulijjo. Kyekyo ekyamaanyi tewali nnyo kirala. Obuzibu bwe tusiŋŋaana ennaku zino bwe bwa City Council batabani ba Jennifer Musi batuyiganya okufa obufi. Ate nga n'ebbula lya ssente lingi nnyo. Bantu baavu bazza abaana ku masomero. Kale bye bizibu bye tusinza okusiŋŋaana mu nnaku zino. Naye nga kasizoni we kaba kayingiddewo tukola ku majja.
We have fun time, fun all the time.
And the change of government won't stop a thing. I've run out of fingers counting the number of multinationals setting up here. What about the 3 companies that announced their plans to launch last week? I say they're shopping. Me, I'd be looking to sell. At what price? More. Much, much more. I don't know who you are or how you know these things, but one thing I'm sure of, you're in the wrong job. Here, call me tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to hear more from you. Are you ready for your big break? The East African, understanding the region.
NTV, turning on your world.
Very good afternoon. This is NTV and this is NTV at 1. Let's have a look at the headlines first. The Court of Appeal declares Ruwero Woman parliamentary seat vacant. Orders for by-elections. Happening now at the President's office, the Ministry of Education releases A-level results. And also coming up, Chirhura farmers count the coast as heavy rains devastate fields. Good afternoon, welcome once again. This is NTV at 1. My name is Malcolm Simi, and happening now at the President's office, the Uganda National Examinations Board and the Ministry of Education have released the 2013 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education results. This year's results, however, being released behind schedule following a technical problem with the computers at the ministry. Now, joining us from the President's office is Frank Warisimbi, who was on air just a while ago to bring us up to speed about what is going on and how many students have passed and all those details as far as the exams are concerned. Yes, Frank.
Thank you, Malcolm. We coming to you live from the office of the President in the main conference hall, where UNEB and the Ministry of Education have been releasing the UACE 2013 UACE results. Just to remind you, a total of 116,000 students registered to write these exams, but 114,380 were able to appear and write the exams. This was an improvement compared to 2012, and the number of students who sat this year generally, the increment was 4.4%. That means about 4,406 students. That's the improvement. We are told that female registered candidates increased from 43,764. That was the figure in 2012 to 46,651 in 2013. And altogether they constituted about 40.2% of the total number of students who sat for UACE 2013. Another important detail of the total number that I've told you, 114,000, only 61,479 can qualify for university if we go by the two principal paths. Briefly, I'll tell you about malpractice this year. Rather in 2013, cases of malpractice dropped drastically according to UNEB. Now that might sound as a minor detail, but if you compare 2012 and 2013, 2013 only 34 students have had their results withheld by UNEB, but in 2012 there were 404. That was a big number. So according to UNEB, malpractice included things like collusion, smuggling of unauthorized materials, and a few candidates gaining access to confidential instructions sent to schools. Another important detail that we should know about this year, 2013, UACE 2013. There've been improvement in performance at principal level passes in subjects like economics, Islamic religious education, Christian religious education, CRE, physics, agriculture, and chemistry. Mathematics has remained fairly done, I should say. There's not been a big difference compared to 2013. However, there's been a drop in performance as seen in history, entrepreneurship skills, literature in English, and biology. Malcolm, other details will be coming later. The team is here working hard to gather as much as we can so that we bring it to you in our subsequent bulletins at 7 and later on at 9 p.m. Malcolm.
Very much, Frank Wellesley at the President's Office, where the Uganda National Examinations Board is releasing exams for 2013, and that's UCEO, Uganda Certificate of Education and Sciences. Once again, poorly performed. Something needs to be done there. Let's move on. Court of Appeal this morning upheld a High Court ruling throwing out the woman MP for Luero, Brenda Nabukenya, from her seat. NRM's Rebecca Narwanga challenged Nabukenya's 2012 by-election in the High Court last year, but Nabukenya appealed the High Court ruling in the Court of Appeal. Justice Remi Kasule delivered the ruling on behalf of his colleagues Augustine Nshimye and Stephen Kavma. The petition at the High Court was filed by the NRM and its candidate Rebecca Narwanga. NTV caught up with Narwanga's lawyer, Frank Kandho.
The petition cited in our favor, and the DP side was not satisfied. They went to the Court of Appeal to fight for their seat. Now the Court of Appeal this morning, about 20 minutes ago, upheld the judgment of the High Court and threw away the Member of Parliament, the woman Member of Parliament for Wales. We are very grateful for the victory we have scooped this morning. We will go to the by-election reloaded. We will certainly win it because, you see, the reason we will win is that out of the 5 candidates who had contested the other time, 4 were the NRM candidates, and the margin of victory between the DP candidate and the NRM candidate was 30 votes.
And as the rains continue to set in, over 170 families have been affected after a heavy hailstorm pounded Chitura sub-county in Chihura district. The roofs of 9 houses were blown away and crops were destroyed during the downpour.
A heavy hailstorm that pounded Kitura sub-county in Kihura district has blown away roofs of 9 houses belonging to widows. The storm has also destroyed crops.
Because all the houses were destroyed, they have no income, they have got orphans, they have no food.
This cassava garden was a model farm in the area after NADS provided tubers to improve production. The gardens devastated had been planted with drought-resistant seeds to endure the dry spells.
Cassava is one of the crops that is a food security crop in this area, and they also rely on bananas. But now we are experiencing a very big problem because families may not be able to survive during this terrible time.
The district chairperson, Samuel Katigunda, says because the area is a cattle corridor, it lacks trees which can mitigate the effects of such heavy rains. Katigunda asked locals to plant more trees in the area.
Many of our trees have been cut down, burnt into charcoal. When you look at what the charcoal, we are producing a lot of charcoal in Kirura district as a result of cutting down all the trees.
At the time, heavy rains are still expected. Locals have embarked on a campaign to raise 15 million shillings to repair the homes affected by the hailstorm.
Unfortunately, an umbrella body of civil society organizations operating in the Great Lakes region and the war-ravaged northern Uganda have camped in the Lira district to debate the contentious issues of human rights, good governance, rule of law and democracy. The meeting comes against the backdrop of prevalent human rights abuses, domestic violence and sexual violence across the country.
About tourism products, we mean an office that is going to look at what are those products that we can sell, how do we develop them, how do we package them, and then how do we do marketing for those products. For a long time we've been marketing things which are not properly packaged, but I think the Secretary is going to be able to do that.
These gentlemen will definitely give us a very good basis on which we can focus in terms of capacity building for these people who are going to be part of this value chain. UTA being an umbrella body, we cover not just the tour operators or the bad guides, and we also cover the communities under UCOTA. So that research will definitely help us in terms of benefiting the lives of the people who would usually feed into this chain.
If we are seeing the sector is going to be, driven by the private sector, we seriously need to put a lot of emphasis in technically.
We'll be coming back to that story. That's about tourism having achieved a modest 30% growth last year in earnings amounting to 3 trillion from 2.5 trillion shillings in 2012. And the association and experts, they're giving their views. And the President, Herbert Biarhanga, they are saying increased arrivals into the East African tourism market has also seen demand by sophisticated individuals, of course, seeking diverse products.
About tourism products, we mean an office that is going to look at what are those products that we can sell, how do we develop them, how do we package them, and then how do we do marketing for those products. For a long time we've been marketing things which are not properly packaged, but I think the Secretary is going to be able to do that.
These gentlemen will definitely give us a very good basis on which we can focus in terms of capacity building for these people who are going to be part of this value chain. UTA being an umbrella body, we cover not just the tour operators or the bad guides, and we also cover the communities under UCOTA. So that research will definitely help us in terms of benefiting the lives of the people who would usually feed into this chain.
If we are seeing the sector is going to be, driven by the private sector, we seriously need to put a lot of emphasis in technically helping the private sector to work together to see the sector, working up to create jobs for Ugandans, but also to cause national development.
This is NTV at 1, and definitely that story about human rights conference in Lira will be coming up after this break.
Sunlight adds fabric conditioners to washing powder to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and fragrance that lasts and lasts and lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1, sensational cleaning and
Power theft can not only cause destruction of properties and power outages, but can also lead to death.
This is today's Umeme outage report.
To improve supply stability, maintenance was carried out in the following areas today.
Speak up and report power theft. It's a crime and affects everyone.